that is when a court may stay the execution, because I was pointing out to you under order 41, under order 41 rule 5 sub clause 2, you can make an application to the executing court before filing the appeal to extend the stay of execution, isn't it? Order 41 rule 5 sub clause 2 चेक किया आपने? चेक करो जरा. Yeah. Yeah. Subclause 2, stay by the court which passed the decree. Stay by the court which passed the decree. Isn't it? There's a distinction between order 41 rule 5 subclause 2 and stay of decree under order 21 rule 26. Now order 41 rule 5 subclause 2 come into play when you have made the application for certified copy and appeal is not yet filed. Before the filing of the appeal and after the passing of the order by the trial court, you make an application to the honorable court, the trial court, that this honorable court be pleased to stay the operation, implementation and execution of the order. Suppose if the decree for specific performance or a decree passed against the defendant to hand over possession, then the defendant say that I will suffer irreparable loss, injury and prejudice if I am ordered to be evicted before the appeal. Certified copy has been applied for, order is not yet signed. Your lordship may kindly grant me 30 days time or 60 days time. So you make the application to the same court which passed the decree. Okay. Now you pointed out to me yesterday, order 21 rule 26. Kindly open this. Now, order 21, rule 26 also speaks for stay of execution, not by the court which passed the decree. It is by the court, transferee court, to whom the decree is sent for execution. Suppose the Bombay court has passed a decree has been transferred to Delhi court for execution. So in Delhi, you make the application. Judgment debtor will make application to the Delhi court, transferee court. Please see that the court to which a decree has been sent for execution. Now you learn, please open section 38, 36 and 38. Section 38 खोलिए आप. (36) start from general application, that is a application to the order. 37 speaks of a definition of a court which passed the decree. 38, court to which decree may be executed. A decree may be executed either by the court which passed it or by a court to which it is sent for execution. So sent for execution is a transferee court. You will find it transferee court, how transfer take place. When you please kindly see section again 40, 39 and 40. See that? Transfer of decree. So the provision order 21 rule 26 speaks of the stay of execution by the another court, that is the the court to which the decree has been transferred, but not the court which passed the decree. Order 41, Rule 5, Subclause 2 contemplates, speaks of a court which passed the decree. Is that distinction clear?
Yes, sir.
Huh? You understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is the transferee court. So the earlier court I said is what the court passing the decree. That is called execution court or a trial court. Okay.
So 41.5 is
yes.
actually at place then, because it is staying the execution from the court which has passed the decree. So it need not be
Yeah. Yeah, that is the court executing the decree. When the passing the order, that the decree which has been passed, that provision is Order 41, Rule 5, Subclause 2. And when the appeal is ready, when you file the memo of appeal and a separate application for stay, then Order 5, Rule 5, that is appellate court. Just again come back to Order 5, Rule 5, check karo, the appellate court.
So you mean 41.5?
Yeah, 41.
21.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, for Order 41, Rule 5, that is the appellate court. When the memo of appeal is ready. Now this stay come into play when the appeal has been filed. Appellate court can set into motion when? Only after filing the memorandum of appeal. Memorandum of appeal is filed under the provisions of Order 41, Rule 1. Rule 1 and 2, check kare. Yeah. Yeah, before I take up the provisions with regard to the appeal, because the memorandum of appeal is same for the first appeal as well as that is under section 96. Memorandum is also similar, same so far as appeal from order is concerned, 104 and Order 43. The requirement is same. Even for second appeal, the provisions of Order 41 are applicable. Now, before I take this provision, I would like to take you all through, since I completed last time yesterday, that is a appeal from orders under section 104 and Order 43. What are the orders we learned exactly from Order 41, say A say later till A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H till W. Now today we learn appeal from the original decrees. Please open section 96. Open from section 96. This is also known as a first appeal or appeal from original decree. Okay. Original decree. This doesn't apply to Chartered High Court like Bombay High Court, Calcutta and Madras. Because the appeals in the Bombay, Calcutta and Madras Chartered High Court are governed under the provisions of Letters Patent Clause 15. We learned, isn't it? The expression used is a letters patent appeal will lie to the division bench, the full court, from the judgment of the single judge. The expression used in clause 15 is judgment, whereas the expression used in 96 is the decree. The word used is here, decree. Now let us understand this. Now these appeals can be filed under section 96 from the original decree. For example, from the judgment and decree of the civil judge, senior division or junior division, the appeal will lie to the district court in district areas. And from the judgment and decree of the district court, appeal would lie to the high court under section 96. Please note that. Now, for example, in the city of Mumbai, the city civil court, Bombay, has dismissed your suit for specific performance of a contract under the provisions of Specific Relief Act, section 15 to 20. So final judgment and decree is passed that the plaintiff has been unable to prove the case, or the plaintiff has been able to prove that the agreement is binding upon both the parties. The defendant is directed to specifically perform the part of the contract. So there's a decree passed against the defendant. Then the decree, the defendant want to challenge it. So the appeal will come to the High Court under section 96. It's a decree. Had the city civil court during the pendency of a suit appointed a receiver or an injunction, that order you can challenge it under section 104 read with order 43. Please note that. What you are challenging earlier was under 43 in order. Now you are challenging is a final appeal here. Now, for example, the same order has been passed, refusing or granting specific performance of a contract by the Bombay High Court in the original site, because the Bombay High Court is a court of original jurisdiction. We learned it here for the purpose of clause 12 of the latest patent. Now, when the single judge has passed a decree, when the Bombay High Court single judge, that appeal will not go to Supreme Court directly. It will be a intra appeal within the same High Court. It will go before the division bench in the Bombay High Court. That will go not under section 96. That will be under clause 15. Please kindly open clause 15 again, the Bombay ka, because this is a very important, delicate point. The students and young lawyers should understand this. If you open clause 15 of the latest patent Bombay, Calcutta, Madras is same. These are the chartered high courts. Latest patent. मिला आपको? See clause 15. Appeals from the court of original jurisdiction to the High Court in its appellate jurisdiction. So the High Court Bombay, the original site, becomes an appellate court for the purpose of appeals from the single judge. Now it says, we do further ordain that an appeal shall lie to the said High Court of Judicature at Madras, Fort William, Bengal, Bombay, from the judgment not being the judgment passed in the exercise of the appellate jurisdiction in respect of a decree and order made in exercise of the appellate jurisdiction by the court subject to superintendence of the High Court and not being the court bench. So the appeal will go to this division bench of the Bombay High Court under the provisions of clause 15 of the latest patent. Section 96 doesn't come into play. Section 96 in Bombay City, even the Court of Small Causes Court, take for example, passing a decree against a tenant that the tenant is hereby directed to quit, vacate, hand over, quiet, vacant, peaceful possession, and hand over to the landlord, or a decree is passed against the landlord that it may be that the plaintiff has been decreed to be a tenant. Now that order is required to be challenged. It's a trial court order. Now in the Small Causes Court, there is a specific provision under the provisions of the Bombay Rent Act, section 29 of the then Bombay Rent Act. Now it is section 34 of the Maharashtra Rent Control Act. Can you just open section 34? Of the Maharashtra Rent Control Act. section 34 में check कीजिए. This is the provision. See that notwithstanding anything contained in either law for the time being in force, an appeal shall lie elsewhere. Then here it will be clause B. Exercising. If it's outside Bombay, it will go to district court. In the city of Bombay, it is the small cause court Bombay. The item number 2 of clause B, where the suit proceeding instituted elsewhere amounting to which the judge or a suspect so jurisdiction of the small cause court under any other law for the time being in force. Now, in the city of Bombay, under this Presidency Small Cause Court Act, the Small Causes Court has a division bench. Please note that. And they are required to follow the provisions of section 96 of the Code of Civil Procedure Code in the matter of a decree, a final appeal, a first appeal. And in the cases of appeal from orders, namely challenging the order appointing receiver injunction under 104 and 43 will apply. So this is the, now you should understand, whereas a decree pass by a civil judge, junior division, senior division, they will go to district court. If the amount is up to 50 lakhs, district court, and above 50 lakh will come to Bombay High Court. And whereas a award passed by the cooperative court in Bombay, and it doesn't come to High Court or Small Cause Court, it will go to the appellate bench of the cooperative court. There's an appellate court here. That's a special act. And they follow the same principle now. Now, the provisions of section 96 are applicable in the city of Bombay to the City Civil Court Bombay passing a decree, and the appeal is filed in the Bombay High Court in the appellate jurisdiction. This will be known as a first appeal, or a decree passed by the district court in Thane, Kalyan, Mumbai, Pune, all the district court. When they are passed, because the jurisdiction of the appellate, the district court in Thane, Kalyan is unlimited. So a decree is passed by that particular district court, an appeal would lie to the High Court. So let us see this here. I'll come to know. Say where expressly provided in the body of the court or by any other law for the time being in force, an appeal shall lie from every decree passed by any court exercising original jurisdiction to the court authorized to hear the appeal from decision of the suit. Then item number 2C, an appeal may lie from the original decree passed ex parte. Now, one student asked me a very interesting question. I told him that here, when a decree is passed ex parte under Order 9 for defendant non-appearance under Order 9, Rule 11, then defendant can take out an application for setting aside the ex parte decree under Order 9, Rule 13. Okay, that we learned it here. Then restitution follows under 144 if you have lost possession. Now, alternate remedy is a second parallel remedy. An appeal will lie from the original decree passed ex parte. So there is a remedy open for the appellant either to choose an application under Order 9, Rule 13 CPC, or he may exercise the option of going in appeal under 96(2). But he cannot have both the remedies together, no parallel remedy. Now, for this you kindly see the explanation to Order 9, Rule 13. Please, Mansi, take out Order 9, Rule 13. Order 9, Rule 13. Explanation check करें आप, because 13 के अंदर सीखे आपने, in any case in which a decree is passed ex parte against the defendant, he may apply to the court by which a decree was passed in order to set aside if he is satisfied. I mentioned to you that under Article 123, within 30 days, he has to make the application. Now, the second option of appeal, kindly see the explanation. Explanation after the proviso. Now, the explanation says, I'll read it here. Where there has been an appeal against a decree passed ex parte and this rule, under this rule, and the appeal has been disposed of on any ground other than the ground of the appellant was withdrawn, the appeal, no application shall lie under this rule for setting aside ex parte decree. So the language is very clear. When an appeal, when the defendant has chosen the remedy of appeal under section 92 sub clause 2 for setting aside the ex parte decree, for any reason he has withdrawn the appeal, he cannot be permitted to turn around and file second application under order 9 rule 30. That means parallel proceedings are not permissible. That is the object of the case. You can only choose one remedy and not two remedies together simultaneously, because under the CPC, various provisions of law have forbidden the plaintiff from resorting to filing an application and suit together. I gave examples under section 12. Under section 12, clearly the res judicata is a constructive res judicata to file two suits. For example, under order 9, rule 9, your suit has been dismissed as a plaintiff. Your remedy is to file application for restoration of the suit and not a separate suit. Isn't it? That's under order 9. Oh, CK aapne. Then under section 47 CK aapne, challenging execution decree, all question determine a separate application would lie and not a separate suit. An application would lie and not a separate suit. Similarly, under the provisions of order 23, the suit has been withdrawn by the plaintiff with leave or without leave. If you withdraw the suit without leave, the suit is barred. And if you withdraw the suit with leave, you are allowed to file the suit. Similarly, under order 2 rule 2 CPC, and if you relinquish a cause of action intentionally, deliberately, you will not be permitted to file a second suit if you are done without leave of the court. But only had you taken the leave of the court, then you are permitted to file a second suit. So systematically, the object of the Code of Civil Procedure is that the litigant should not be permitted two innings. Okay. Similarly, for the purpose of invoking the appeal, filing of the appeal, once the defendant has filed an appeal under section 96(2) and he is barred from filing an application under order 9 rule 13, or in case he has adopted the remedy under order 9 rule 13 for setting aside the decree, he cannot be permitted to file the appeal. So choose, elect and select one remedy. That is the object. Okay. Now come next here. Clause number 3. No appeal shall.
And so in this only, what is the status of restitution? Can that
restitution?
right, or
yeah,
that is an alternate?
Yeah. Under section 144, the court passes a restitution order. Now that is a 144. उसके अंदर देखिए restitution के अंदर हमने पढ़े ना, under order 43 के अंदर it's appealable. Yesterday we gone through appeal from order would lie, because it's a during the pendency of a suit, restitution is ordered, isn't it? See, defendant files an application that the decree be set aside. So the decree is restored to file. When decree is restored to file, it is not sufficient for you. Then you have to make an application to the court that I have been dispossessed wrongfully in the ex parte decree, that this honorable court be pleased to restore my possession. When the court restore possession, an order is passed, then it is made appealable under the provisions of order 43. हमने पढ़े देखो. That is a which clause number? Yesterday we learned it here. Can you just point out to me? Section 144 के अंदर. Okay. You may file an application under 43-104, or in case the appeal is not provided, you have a right to file revision. But that order is an appealable order. Please note that here. Now let us read section 144. Since you have drawn my attention, 144, let us see that here. 144 speaks of restitution. Yes. Application for restitution. No, sorry. In the restitution, the court passes where and in so far as the decree or an order is varied or set aside, an appeal, revision, or other proceeding, or is set aside, modified, or any suit instituted for the purpose of suit, which passed the decree, the court shall, on the application of any party entitled to any benefit by way of restitution, otherwise cause restitution be made, as well as may be placed by the parties in the same position, which will have the occupied by it for such decree. Now, if it's a decree under, suppose if the expression used is a decree, I'm sorry, the appeal would lie under section 96. But it's a decree, it's again a decree by the court, or order such part thereof as is been varied, reversed, set aside, modified for the purpose of this court. The court may make an order including the order for the refund of the cost. So ultimately, this is a final order. If it's a final order, then the appeal would lie under section 9. But if it's an interlocutory order where the suit is kept pending restored, then you can invoke 43(1) in the CPC. Now, come back to section 96, please.
So I am sorry, I'm interrupting. So what exactly will happen then if a decree has been passed and if I want to get it set aside? Either I go under section 9 or I go under
section 96. Not 9.
Section 96 for appeal, or under order 9 for setting aside the decree.
No.
Either of the two.
Yeah, and first of all, you have to make an application under order 9, rule 13. Or you file an appeal under the provisions of section 96.
Yes.
The restitution order will be passed by both the, suppose, appellate court. When the appellate court passes an order, what is your remedy next? If the appellate court is if the appellate court is the City Civil Court, Bombay, you have a right to come in appeal to the High Court under section 96. But if the High Court has passed an order, where will you go? You have to go to the Supreme Court under Article 136. Or if the district court has passed the decree, then you can come in second appeal under section 100 on a substantial question of law. Because it becomes an appellate decree. Now, when I'm dealing with appellate decree, that is again come back to section 96, subclause 3. See that here? No appeal shall lie from a decree passed by the court with the consent of the parties. So when a consent order has been obtained by the parties, a decree is passed, consent decree, so no appeal is naturally permissible. Now, fourth is, no appeal shall lie except on a question of law from the decree in any suit of the nature cognizable by the court of small causes court when the amount or value of the subject matter does not exceed 10,000. So section 96 bars the small causes court to invoke the appellate jurisdiction if the amount is less than 10,000. That is the Presidency Small Cause Court as well as the Provincial Small Cause Court. So this is the provision relating to original appeal. Now, I discussed yesterday that here, who can file the appeal? Whether the parties only can file the appeal or some third party who can agreed can also file the appeal. Anybody can answer this question?
So the latter part.
Aji? Now this question came up for consideration before the Supreme Court. I told you yesterday under the that is Adi Firoz Shah versus H.M. Sirwais case, that is AIR 1971 Supreme Court 385. The question before the Supreme Court was that the Advocate General is not an agreed party for the purpose of filing an appeal under the Advocates Act for the dismissal of an advocate by the Bar Council. Because under the Advocates Act 1961, you know that here, when disciplinary proceedings are commenced against an advocate, under section 35(2), Advocate General is made a party. Because he is a leader of the bar, supposed to be, keeps a watch, he is supposed to know exactly what's happening. Now in this matter, the advocate, that is Firoz Shah, Adi Firoz Shah Gandhi, was convicted by an English court, which news was flashed in the newspaper in Bombay. The Bar Council of Maharashtra took cognizance of the newspaper report of the advocate's conviction and issued notice to him under the provisions of the Advocates Act as to why disciplinary proceedings should not be invoked against him by disqualifying him as an advocate, which he challenged. The Maharashtra Bar Council, after convicting the advocate, issued notice to the Advocate General as per the provisions of section 35(2). The Advocate General, being agreed by the order of the Bar Council for not taking action against the advocate, filed an appeal before the Bar Council of India in Delhi. Now the gentleman, Adi Firoz Shah, the complainant, he took objection as to how the Advocate General can file the appeal. He doesn't have an action. Then he filed when the application was rejected, he moved the Supreme Court in this matter. It's a landmark judgment where Chief Justice Hidayatullah took the view that here, the Advocate General is not an agreed party for the purposes of appeal against the advocate under the Advocates Act. So he cannot file the appeal. Now the another judgment, please go through this, another judgment where in the case of State of Punjab versus Amar Singh, take this one, AIR 1974 Supreme Court, page number 99999. State of Punjab versus Amar Singh. Here the issue was, the Supreme Court said that here, a person who is not a party to the appeal may prefer an appeal with the leave of the court, with the leave of the appellate court. Now this is a settled position. Paragraph number 4, Justice Sarkaria has taken that a person who is not a party to the appeal may, with the leave of the court, file the appeal. Okay, this is the position as on today. You should remember this.
Even sir, he is getting affected by the decree. He has to.
Yeah, affected party of course has a right. Here is a person who is not affected, because the Supreme Court says in this matter, Sarkaria, if you are affected party can move the court. For example, a decree is passed against a defendant. The defendant has transferred the property in favor of XYZ, third person. Isn't it? The third person may come before the court. The property is in my possession. So I would like to challenge the appeal. So a third person who was initially not a party, who becomes subsequently party, or maybe acquired some interest, right title interest in the property, he may file it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Okay, come.
Approximately a minute is left.
1 minute. Anybody has any question? Bataiye before we further proceed with the other appeal proceeding. Anybody wants to ask any question? Yeah. Now, this is the what you call it, first appeal. Earlier you had learned yesterday, that is the appeal from order. Now there is also a provision for second appeal under section 100. Please note that. Before I take up the other provision, I will come to second appeal. The second appeal can only be filed before the High Court and on a substantial question of law. See that, save as otherwise expressly provided in the body of the court or any other law for the time being enforced, an appeal shall lie to the High Court from every decree passed in appeal by a court subordinate to the High Court. So 96 speaks of a case, appeal against a decree of a original jurisdiction.